I threw a kid in the woods during a cross-country race. Everyone's going to say, wow, this kid's a douche. Listen to the story. This meet was in Kettering, Ohio, up towards Dayton. In cross-country, you get 7 varsity runners, sometimes 10, and I got put up onto the varsity alternates, which I actually hated. I have to take the race more serious. I also just don't really want to run with the varsity guys because I'm irrelevant here. I'm one of the alternates. I'm going to be in the back of this race, but that's fine, whatever. In the beginning of a cross-country race, probably the most underappreciated hype event in sports because it's thousands of kids on a line in an open field. When that gun goes off, it is chaos. And you're running not only to get out as fast as you can, but you're running for your life. If you fall and get trampled, I've seen it. It's brutal. And mind you, we all wear cross-country spikes, 5 or 6 little metal spikes. So imagine getting stepped on by hundreds of those if you fall down. And there's kids pushing you because they don't want to fall. It is chaos. After that opening, when it spreads out, it's fine. We ran in this park in Kettering. It's a wide open park with one area of woods just a mile into the race at this point. My heel's been stepped on 4 times. I keep getting stepped on to the point where like my calf is bleeding and it's pissing me off. First couple times I was like, okay, it's obviously just people passing me. But once the race got more spread out, I'm like, okay, my foot is bleeding. Who is stepping on me? So I veer over to the right and I turn around to this kid. Well, it's a kid from Moeller High School. No beef with Moeller High School. That's going to tie into the story later. Mid-run again. So I'm like, if you step on me again, I'm going to fuck you up. And he's like, fuck you, shut up. I'm like, all right, fine. Yeah, fine. He steps on my foot again, and it hurts like a bitch. Again, it's a metal spike. Stop stepping on my feet. We have plenty of space not to, and I had tried to veer out of his way. I had gone left and right. He just kept stepping on me. You have stepped on the wrong kid today, motherfucker. There was a good half mile of just a thick section of woods that we run through. It's like a mulch path through the woods. Nobody's going to be in there. I'm putting him on his ass. And I'm not saying I'm a big guy, but again, I'm going to find a way to put this kid on his ass. He's about the same size as me. We're cross-country runners, so it ain't like it's no offensive lineman or nothing. We get into the woods. He had stepped on me 2 more times. And I was like, dude, just go by me. He's like, shut up. We're running stride for stride. I'm on the inside. My inside shoulder right by the woods. We've been in the woods for now for a good 30 seconds. And I finally just turn 2 hands. I grab him. And I just use his own momentum. I step right in front of him. I turn, kind of spin, and just yeet. Put him in the woods. Literally watch the kid. Oh, boom, tree. And he's out. And you hear the guys behind me, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I stopped, like, mid-run. I step in front of this kid, turn around, grab him by the shoulders, like by the little strings of his thing, and I just whip him. Just used his own momentum. Turn and throw him. And I stagger myself, barely keep my feet. A couple guys bump into me, go around me. And everyone's like, whoa, whoa. And I just kept running. I didn't say a word. Didn't say a word. And I didn't feel bad about it. Because I had asked. It was like I said, incidental contact is very common in cross country, but to step on my foot that many times, like I had bright green spikes that year, and I'm literally seeing the red coming through my shoes. I'm like, I've had enough of you, my friend. So I set him in the woods. Nothing came of it. Didn't hear anything about it. After the race, I told one guy, told my buddy Matt. The best part about this story, I go on to college at BG. Obviously was not a college runner, but my buddy from college, we'll call him Drew, he went to Moeller. So we are sitting, hanging out in my dorm. It's like a Thursday or Friday night. We're watching the Ohio State-Penn State game. And Drew is suddenly just cackling. And I'm like, what? He's like, dude. He shows me this picture from Kettering, Ohio. And the reason I told this whole story is because this is the event that made the Kettering, Ohio cross-country meet famous, at least for a short amount of time on the internet. It was at least internet famous, I'll put it that way, for a little bit. There was a kid from Moeller who was running. And during the race, was running and his nutsack was hanging out. Obviously, he didn't feel it or he didn't realize it, and somebody snapped a picture of it. Obviously, didn't see the kid's nutsack hanging out, and it is on the internet. It might still be on the internet to this day. If you look up Moeller cross-country runner, Hangin Brain, or however you want to put that terminology on the internet, there might be a picture of a kid running with his nuts hanging out. But the nutsack thing, iconic. And what was so funny is, my buddy Drew shows me that because his friend sent it to him. And then not a couple hours later, my buddies from high school who ran cross country are sending the same picture of the group chat. Like, that's how it was one of those viral internet things that it was, I guess, because how can you not laugh at that? Because cross country is just like any other sport, except you got to wear short shorts and a tank top. So, like most of us, we would wear compression shorts underneath. Or if you did free ball, most of the shorts came with like the little built-in underwear thing. So like, I just don't know how the kid's nutsack was falling, was hanging loose. He was hanging brain during his 5K. But that was those are some of the golden stories of cross country. That was such an underrated high school sport. And the JV kids were my boys. That was probably the most real sports team bonding that I ever had, because think of a JV sport, for those of you who have played JV sports, the lack of appreciation you get, and then triple it because it's cross country. Nobody cared about the JV cross country team. Not even our coaches cared. So it was literally us. When you hear the sports teams like, we all we got, we were all we had, literally. So the bond was so real there, it was unbelievable. And again, I'm not trashing cross country. Maybe this was only at our school, but when it is a less popular sport and you don't get, clout from people in your high school, or you don't get a lot of public acknowledgement from anybody, the team camaraderie is like times 10, because it's you and your boys. You're running against a bunch of other people that you don't care about. Like, all you got is your squad. And I think that was a powerful lesson for me, as far as just like having people who genuinely cared about you and genuinely wanted the best for you. I think that's such an undervalued trait in today's society, because like, you guys are going to hate me for quoting a Drake album, but Jimmy Cooks, I'm pretty sure he says, everybody's fake, now you can crack the code. And I love that, because it's true. Like, there's so many people out in the world who are trying to put this appearance or this mask on to make you think that there's something they're not. I can't stand that, because I did it to myself, and it has been the toughest thing to undo. Getting rid of that fake persona that I was putting out there and trying to get people to accept as me when it wasn't. Like, I genuinely am just a goon. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's naturally in me. It doesn't matter who I'm hanging out with or what I'm doing. I want to be gooning with my friends. And luckily, I'm a goon. I've attracted other goons into my life, and I love that. Like, we don't have to be cool. We don't have to look a certain way. We can just go out and goon together, and it is the best memories I've made in my life. And I'm not saying that everybody's going to be a cross-country goon like I was, or go to college and be a freaking naive, stupid idiot who's just gooning with his stupid-ass friends. Like, I'm not saying that that's everybody. But what I'm saying is, at least do yourself the favor and find who you truly are. And I'm not saying that that means you're going to find a career path and you're going to find all that stuff, but at least figure out with yourself, take some time with yourself to figure out who you are as a human being and what makes you happy. Because that way, no matter what job you're in, no matter what you're going through in life, because life is a bitch. That is the reality of it. And whether it's us making life a bitch or life testing us in order for us to have to suffer to go get something worthwhile, life can be a bitch sometimes. But if you can block out all the outside noise and what everyone's trying to tell you, and you're at peace within yourself and who you are, then everything's going to be okay. And trust me, everybody I think is going through it, just nobody wants to admit that. Like, I don't know what the hell my life holds for me. And I'm cool admitting that. I know what I like. I know what I think I'm good at. But that doesn't mean that's God's plan for me. I know a lot of people hate on that, but like, that doesn't mean that's the plan for me. Who knows what that is? Who knows what my purpose looks like? I don't know. I know what I really like doing, and I hope that takes me somewhere that I can continue to be myself in. I needed to take some time to truly like look inside and say, okay, who am I? Like, who do I want to be in life? Because once I found that, and I'm not saying that it's perfect and every day is butterflies and rainbows. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I at least know who I am, and I'm able to invest in myself in a way that I'm pursuing who I am in every area of my life. And that doesn't mean it's a perfect picture, but it means I'm trying to paint it the best that I can. So I guess that's my lesson in cross country running, is like, in a way, I'm really thankful that I got to be a cross country runner and goon with my goon squad, because it helped me realize like social recognition and material things really don't mean shit. It's the journey to discovering yourself, your path, and your purpose. That's what really makes you feel significant and happy in the world, because then you're serving the purpose that you were meant to. I believe every human being was created to do something special, and special meaning you cannot explain where it came from, you cannot explain why, but for some reason, when you're doing that one thing, you're just so in the moment, present, happy, and you just feel at peace. That to me is a human being's purpose being fulfilled. I can't explain it any farther than that. I could be completely fucking wrong. But I can tell you, by doing that, it has been a vicious path of hell, mostly curated by my own decisions. But through all those ups and downs, I've been able to figure out who really is in my corner, who genuinely cares about me, and most importantly, like what I really love to do. So that's I guess the lesson today here on Talks with Tom. I was riding around town thinking to myself, is it gonna get easier? I'll be up and away up the street and bake, but I can't even breathe no more. What's it to me? What can I see? Mic check. Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more. Threw a kid into the